everybody, this is Caitlin Springer from the Florida Orchestra. Now we talked about how dynamics work and some tools that we could use to improve our dynamics to play softer softs and louder louds. Now let's do a dynamic challenge. So what I want to do is I want to take a couple scales and I just want to try a couple different techniques and see how it goes. So we talked about the three things. Bow weight, not pressure, but weight, weighing your arm down into the string, pulling the sound out. We talked about bow placement. Where are we on the highway? Are we on the fingerboard? Or are we on the bridge? Or somewhere in between? And we talked about bow speed. So now, what I want to do is I want to play just a 1 or 2 octave D scale. And we're going to play with a slow bow speed, and we're going to see how that sounds. So this is going to be a soft challenge. We're going to use a slow bow speed, and what I want to do is I want to start mezzo piano. So we're going to start a little bit fuller. As we go up the scale, we're going to get softer. We're going to get down to pianissimo. As we go up the A string, the challenge is going to be to keep our bow weight low so we're floating, and our speed slow so we don't get louder. This is like the opposite of what we naturally would do. So let's try it out. Let's just do half notes. Remember, start mezzo piano, and then we'll come down to pianissimo. How soft can we play? 1, 2, ready, go. Did you keep a slow bow speed the whole time? Let's see what happens with the same scale. Now we're going to do a fast bow speed. We're going to do a fast bow speed, and we're going to say like mezzo forte. I don't want to be too loud. Mezzo forte, and what I want to do here is I want to keep it light. So still don't put too much weight into the bow. Let it float a little bit, because this is just mezzo forte, not fortissimo. This is going to be our medium, but with a faster bow speed. Let's see how it goes. 1, 2, ready, go. So that was a much faster bow speed, right? Okay, what other challenge can we do? Let's see if we can start our scale now with a really light bow weight. So we're only going to float on the string. And let's go up the scale. As we get to the top of the scale, we are going to put a little more weight in. And we're going to pull the sound out so that we end at fortissimo with a big old ring. All right, let's try this out. So let's go from let's say mezzo piano, and this is going to be for the weight. So we're going to start mezzo piano, not a lot of weight, floating medium, and then we're going to gradually add a little more weight in and just see how it goes. 1, 2, ready, go. Good. Did you feel like your arm was sinking in? Sinking in, but not pushing in. You can tell sometimes if you're pushing versus sinking if your shoulder is way up here. If your shoulder is way up here, you might be pushing the string down. So listen out for that ring. See if you can keep your shoulder relaxed and weigh let your arm weight fall and sink into the string rather than press into the string. All right, so now that was 2 things. We did bow speed, we did bow weight. Now we have to do bow placement. So let's just try a couple things here. And I want to do a 2-octave D scale this time because I want to feel the difference between the strings. Sometimes it feels different to play on different strings. So I want to do our bow placement, and I actually want to keep our bow placement and see what happens if we keep it in lane 3 the whole time. So if you naturally fall down here, see if you could just use your hand, bring your elbow back a little bit, and pull that bow towards the bridge into lane 3. 1, 2, ready, go. Sound and a different feel to it, right? I once had a teacher tell me at a festival that a really good way to think about keeping your bow placement a little bit closer to the bridge when you want to do that is as you're crossing strings to actually think about pulling back a little bit. So as I'm going from like the G down, changing strings, I'm thinking about almost bringing my bow in a little bit closer here. Bring it in. And sometimes that actually helps. I found that it helps me a lot. Bringing it in closer to the bridge as you cross strings. It's just a little trick that I learned. So those were the 3 things. How was our placement with that one? Our 3 things being, of course, bow speed, arm weight, weighing, sinking down into the string, and bow placement. How did you guys do? And also, I'd like to continue to challenge you guys to keep thinking about those and just experimenting because we've got a lot of time on our hands still. So thank you guys for doing the dynamics challenge with me. Keep those dynamics up, stay strong, and I will see you next time.